All right. Oh, right. Impromptu night tonight, huh?
Impromptu.
I mean,
Thanks again, Craig.
Our planned guest, he got run over by the flu, I guess, it sounds like.
Yeah,
so.
a little bit.
So, luckily
we were planning on having Craig on anyways.
Yeah,
we're gonna have you call in and, well, we'll chat about all that in a little bit too. But yeah, our original guest came down with the flu, so we're gonna record him as soon as he is feeling better.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, and David, you had some adventures
Patrick,
in the last couple weeks?
Feeling better, buddy. Yeah, I've been out of town. We didn't have an episode last week, so we might have a little segment as an apology. See how you guys like it, and then who knows?
Yeah, you were gallivanting through Colorado.
I was, yeah, almost to Utah.
Yeah,
24-hour drive.
Crazy.
Yeah, didn't get eaten by a bear, stomped by a moose or anything. I was about 6 inches away from absolutely mauling an elk on the drive, which, if it was the last day and coming home, I probably would have done it with how frustrated I was because I didn't see anything.
If you would have known, you would have just gone back and mowed him over.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help, we were 6,000-ish feet, and it was already snowing. Once we hit about 10,000 feet or so, there was foot and a half of snow already. So yeah, and then we were sleeping in tents, or in a tent, and it was 17-ish degrees with wind chill way lower than that in a valley of mountains. So yeah, I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah,
definitely
adventure for sure.
Why didn't you build an igloo? If you've never been to Colorado, because it would have smelled like elk pee, and yeah, it was bad. It just, so where we set up in between a valley of mountains, and little did we know that it was like a hub for elk passing through. Like the cows would go up one mountain, eat on the other side, and then come back, go across the road onto the other side of the other mountain, and that's where they would live. And we set up right in the middle of it, and I think that where we set up, it just kind of pushed all the elk away. So I don't know if it was bad planning on our part, but it's what it is. So, but it was good. It was a good time. I don't know. I feel like it was more about the experience and hanging out with family and friends. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sometimes experience is what makes it a good time. I think David's frozen up on us.
I think so.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe still in Utah, Colorado.
There we go. You're coming
Who
back.
knows?
You're starting to kind of come back alive.
Am I coming back?
Must be the ice on the igloo isn't allowing the signal to go through.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. The ice on. Yeah. Well, you've been busy too, Donnie. You've been revamped
antenna up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, go for the antenna out there at the top of your.
Yeah, man, it's whatever. So you've been remodeling your whole house this weekend? You sent me pictures,
Well, I mean,
right?
trying to make a little more progress on it. Yeah, we started on it last year a little bit, and then fireworks season got kind of busy, so we kind of took a little bit of a break, and now that it's been kind of a quiet winter, we're going to try to, I think, knock out most of our main levels. So
good.
Making some progress. Yeah, our downstairs bath we finished up last year, and then the laundry room is it just needs to be drywall finished and painted, and then our dining room's the same way. Now we're kind of in the eat-in part of the kitchen. Then we got the kitchen left to kind of be, that'll be the big project. Will be getting the kitchen done, and then the downstairs will be pretty much finished. So our house is, I'm guessing it's probably a 150 years old house, probably. So it's pretty old. So you find a lot of old stuff, and so just by kind of the nails and stuff you pull out, you can kind of date it a little bit. And so when you're pulling out, nails that are the old cut nails, or some nails look like they've had the heads were handmade, so you can definitely know you're in the 1800s pretty good. So it's
that's awesome.
A lot of shifting and stuff over the years that you're trying to fix, and so we're literally have to pull floor joist out and re-floor joist stuff because things just slope too much. So it's been an experience. So I always make the joke over in K-Cap that that's another episode of F This House. So that's been my going thing. F this house. So we're gonna start a whole nother podcast called F This House or something. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, and then if you guys are in football, Chiefs lost this week. So we're not
holy
too upset
cow!
about that, so not too
You're doing
upset.
so good.
I mean, you gotta lose eventually, and
you're gonna lose eventually.
I mean, if any indication is Buffalo's beat us the last 2 years at home, 2 years in the regular season, and we won the Super Bowl. So we're just gonna keep that trend going.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Craig? besides PGI, we'll get to that later.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people know, but my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia 2.5 years ago. So it's been an adventure. It's about the best way to explain it. And she got to ring the bell last week, so that was pretty cool.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah, it was great.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. So, but other than that...
Well, that's awesome, brother. I'm so proud of her and you guys sticking with her and pushing through that. So I know you've been in my family's thoughts and prayers.
Yep.
And yeah, I know you called me and I was down sick and you're like, hey, you're doing a celebration. Can you help me out with a little bit of fireworks? And I'm like, it was rough. But no, I'm really glad that some people pulled through and were able to help you out and got you some stuff and were able to help celebrate her.
Yeah, her whole thing was she wanted to shoot fireworks when she was done. So we found a couple people found out and came through and got me some product and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes, 7 minutes. A lot of the neighbors complained, and then the people that knew what was going on were like, this is what's going on for. So yeah, it was great. So yeah, it was fun.
Well, yeah,
a couple of the neighbors over and family and stuff. And yeah, it was cool.
Good, man. Yeah. Wow. I'm really glad that she got to ring that bell. That is, that's it's a huge milestone. And yeah. Well, let's get to talking about more interesting news from Craig, huh?
Yeah.
Let's
yes.
Yes. Let's hit
the intro. Let's get into what blew up the internet this week.
Yeah. Let's see what blew up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
100 plus, 187 comments on the post.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's hit this intro and we'll get to it.
All right, sounds good.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Tune in weekly as Donnie and David discuss all things pyro, from the business aspect of the industry to technical tips and mesmerizing pyro designs. On Pyro Unleashed, we invite cutting-edge experts to the podcast to discuss their role in making this industry a success. So, sit back and unleash your inner pyro with us.
All right.
Episode 15.
Are we on 15? Yeah,
we
sure
it's
are.
like 15, yeah. But
I only got, what, 5 more to go?
Roughly, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we might, I don't know, we might have to cut it short, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we've got our finale guest lined up. That's going to be
we do have our finale guest lined up. Very hot.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get some sneak peek previews on a show he's doing. Maybe, I don't know, I'm hearing some surprising numbers on Q counts. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that interview. I think it's something that people
really
might not have expected us to have that interview, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I guess let's get to our sponsorship.
Yeah. Cobra Firing Systems.
Yeah, Cobra Firing Systems.
We got CobraCon coming up here in April.
It sounds like it's a long ways away, but it's less than 5 months.
I know, it's crazy.
Less than 5 months. Yeah.
They're already doing a bunch of spotlights out there on Facebook. And
yeah,
I've seen you had a spotlight.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you'll probably be here coming up pretty soon.
I don't know. I have not. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's everybody or
Kate,
we'll see.
Kate reached out to you and got all your snazzy picture. No,
not yet. No, not yet. So, we'll see.
Sure, it'll be soon.
But yeah, you got yours out there, so it's
I did.
Good. So
yeah,
you're teaching a class.
Yeah, from intro to execution, or from
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess from braining the idea of a pyromusical to execution. So,
and then my idea kind of goes right along with that, and that's the whole
does.
in putting the towers into your show. And so maybe we're going to try to, in our CobraCon show, we're going to try to maybe do a little something with both of our shows that maybe
there are. Yeah, that's the plan right now. So
hint. So
hint.
Some other news will come out about that show probably later as well as we get closer.
Yeah, I think we're working on our soundtrack. Like I said, it's over getting final edits done.
Miles, if you're listening,
Miles,
we're waiting.
I think he's on vacation this week.
So again, Cobra, huge sponsor and supporter of us and all the podcasts that are out there, and so it's always great to kind of partner up with them. So
I think they do. I think they do sponsor everyone.
I think they do. Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Yeah,
that they're thought of that.
Yeah, that they're really on board with this formats and getting information out there. So
I mean, I know they're pretty tech savvy people. So the fact that they're supporting all three of us, and it's awesome. Yeah, really excited for that. So
So yes, this week PGI broke the internet this week. It looked like
PGI broke the internet.
Yeah, it did.
Craig, you want
Yeah, it's been an interesting, I don't know, week and a half.
Yeah.
160, 80 comments on one post is a lot.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess let's just start it out. Like,
yeah, you want to know
why the change? Yeah, I mean, we've got a list of questions. I don't know, 10, 12, 14, somewhere in there. So, if you answer them, then we'll just kind of roll over them. But yeah, let's kind of jump into it because I know it's a hot topic in the pyro community. So.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, let's give a little backstory of how we've got to this point.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, we originally slotted to go to Mason City and trying to negotiate the contract. And long story short, they really didn't want to play ball. They wanted us to basically lose money before we set foot on the property.
Wow.
As stubborn-headed as I am, I'm like, I can't stand in front of the memberships and say that that's a legitimate thing. That's just, I even said to Paul before we went to the planning meeting, hindsight's 20/20. Maybe I should have just lost the money, and we would have avoided all this stuff. And he goes, "No, I think you're making the right decision." I said, "Yeah, but sometimes it's just the cost of doing business, and if we had lost to 10, 20,000, so be it. Move on, whatever." Well, we didn't have that chance, obviously. So after that conversation, I was kind of panic buying and calling around trying to find a spot for us. And I reached back out to Randy Irwin at Newton, and we started having some conversations trying to figure out if the racetrack was feasible. Found out that was not possible because they have a race the first week in August, so that wasn't going to work.
Okay.
And
wow.
Yeah, and they with like cleanup and all that, they didn't want to be as busy as they were last time when we were there.
Yeah.
And I understood that. I got it. I understood. He goes, if you want to go to the end of August, we could do that. I go, yeah, it's not going to work. So still kind of brainstorming. Called Gillette. Was end of August. That wasn't going to work. Randy called me back. He's like, I got this really crazy wild idea. And I'm like, I'm always interested in crazy wild ideas. Let's see what you got. So he's like, we got this park and we got some land across the street. What do you think about that? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, let me send some people to take a look on the way to convention, and we'll, I said, yeah, but there's no building and stuff. He said, we could have this building, we could use this building, we could use that building, we could use the community college for all like the trade show and art show and all that kind of stuff, classrooms. He goes, we'll shut the street down, go into town so you can run golf carts and stuff. He goes, I actually don't think it's going to be as bad as you think it's going to be. And I'm like, yeah, you're actually probably not right. Like we have a field to do our field stuff, and we have some buildings, and we know we need a few tents because we do that every year, and we got the community college, which would be really nice. Like, yeah, this could be really pretty cool. So I did some math, and I'm like, well, the community college from the shoot site was only a mile away, and I'm like, well, Class C to the rocket line at BIR was well more distance than that. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was like a mile and a half, close to 2 miles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, a mile away.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
nothing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I could see this kind of working, and it kind of got developed in my head, and like, this is going to work, and blah, blah, blah. Had conversations at BIR with them, and everything was great. Yep, we can do this, that, great, cool. We talked about contract, had that all kind of honed in how we were going to do that and everything. And, I said, why don't we wait till our fall planning meeting so I can get the names of all the buildings, because what we want to use, because we might not use all these, and I'll get them all in the contract. We'll sign it there. Everything will be kosher. Yep, that sounds great. I already got the community college on reserve, and the landowner's great, and all this stuff. Cool, awesome. So I get a call. Planning meeting was on a Friday. I get a call Wednesday night, or was it Tuesday night? Tuesday or Wednesday night. He's like, well, the landowner, apparently I wasn't talking to the landowner. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I was talking to the guy who leased the landowner. And I said, okay. He goes, well, we had our board meeting on Monday night, and all the permits are approved and all that. I said, okay, there's a guy that came in there and basically said, you're not using my land, and stormed out before I could even catch him. So I said, well, this is not good. And he's like, yeah. So we find, a long story short, the guy that ran out was the dad of the kid that leases the land. So we finally talked to him, and he's like, you got to talk to the owner. Well, the owner lives in Oklahoma. So here we sit in Oklahoma trying to make a phone call back and forth, and the guy was giving us no answers one way or the other. So now I have all these people in town on a Friday morning, Friday afternoon, trying to figure out what we're going to do. So Wednesday afternoon, I think, or Thursday, I made a call to the Central Iowa Expo Center and said, hey, do you got these dates available? Yep.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, we're going to the planning meeting. I'll let you know in a week or so if we're going to switch gears and whatever. Well, at lunch on Friday, everybody's like, this isn't going to work, and this is going to work because we can't use this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So they're staring at me like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, can you give me 5 minutes to think, please? So I called up Central Iowa, and we decided that they could meet us over there in about an hour and a half, and we sent a few people over to take a look at it. And we were going to continue planning the Newton site and see what happened with my backup plan. So they called back about dinner time and said, yep, it'll work. What do we want to do? So we decided we were going to have our planning meeting over there on Saturday and kind of plan that site. And still weren't 100% sure because we didn't know if the landowner was going to give us the land or not the land in Newton. So we're kind of going back and forth. And so we planned that site, got that all kind of laid out, and kind of made a decision that, we'll give it a few days to see what we're going to do. Once we didn't have a contract with the landowner in Newton, which to my knowledge I don't think he's returned our phone calls yet, we decided we had to pivot, and unfortunate for people that, have stuff booked that can't refund or whatever, but, we got to have a convention somewhere, and it's the best interest of the guild, not just a few. So we decided to pivot, move, and pull the plug on Newton and go over there. And I wanted to get it out as soon as possible. So I know people had vacation. I didn't want to hide it any longer than I had to. And that is what broke the internet and the pyro world.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I will say, the last several years, PGI has been dealing with site issues, and I don't think it's necessarily, just this year. It's been several years in the making, and kudos to you and again, you guys are volunteers. It's not like you guys have this is a paid position. You guys, every one of you guys have a full-time job doing something else. So the fact that you guys are doing this on your free time and taking away from, you being able to spend it with your family and everybody else spending it with their family, it's really time consuming. And I'm guessing, everybody traveling to these potential sites, you guys are not, there's no, recovery of funds, I'm guessing, for, travel and all the expenses, right?
PGI covers our travel to those, so we make a list, of whoever it's going to be, and that's what we do. So that does help, but yeah, it's been a problem the last few years. I think, from what I can see and been involved is, it's everybody wants to shoot fireworks till 1 a.m, and it's everybody wants to shoot salutes at 12:45, and take yourself out of the situation of where you are and put yourself into somebody who's got to get up for work at 5 or 6 a.m, and they're trying to sleep, and it's not just one night, it's 7 nights constant. It's our members have to be conscious of some of this stuff and be respectful for our neighbors. These sites, there's such a long list of criteria to try to find some of these sites, and it's everybody wants every amenity possible, and it's just the perfect site does not even exist if you tried.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think you and I were chatting a little bit earlier today. So, I guess let's start with the date for this year. What's the date?
Good question. I think it is. Let me double check here. I just filled out
it
the
was
permits
bumped up
today,
a week, right?
So
we also bumped it up a week, didn't you?
Yeah, it's August 2nd through the 8th with the rain date of August 9th. Yep.
Okay.
So
then the new location.
It's the Central Iowa Expo. It's where the Farm Progress Show is held, and that is in Boone, Iowa, which is about 15 minutes west of Ames.
Okay. So I know I think Ellery, Ellery was in today, and he was. That's why I was asking you, site width and all that other stuff. He was.
Oh, sure.
He's trying to figure out what he wants to compete in. So, I guess let's chat about that. So if you're looking at competing, what's the width of the field that people can expect?
Right now we haven't finalized, but we're looking at 700 feet wide with the ability to angle out.
Okay,
So,
wonderful, wonderful.
Yep. And if somebody wanted to go
Along
wider,
those same lines. Oh yeah.
if somebody wanted to go
ahead,
wider, you just ask us, and I mean, it's up to Ruth, but I think both of us are under the impression that it's not the end of the world if you wanted to go wider.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Along those same lines, max shell size.
We haven't. We're probably 16s.
16.
Yeah, we might do 20s. We're still kind of. We've kind of in the last couple of years developed some different distances for the 16s and 24s. So I would think we're definitely going to do 16s. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some 24s go up. So
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
this is obviously a very big open site. Obviously, obviously just a big open site. Then apparently,
he broke up there. Maybe he's in egg glue.
You there, Donnie?
I guess I'm here. Yeah. Like, Jesus, this is crazy.
Maybe.
Oh, this
were
is
you,
fun.
Donnie? Were you asking about the site, like what it kind of is or whatever?
Yeah, I was asking. So I was asking you about the site. Obviously, it's a big open area. If you're able to shoot, 16 and 24s, there's not a lot of houses and stuff around.
So the fairgrounds is pretty open. There's buildings, which is a plus from what Newton had. Even more buildings. I mean, we have our traditional stuff that's going to go in tents, but there's not a tree on the property, so. Bring a canopy if you want to get some shade.
All right.
And then there's just farm field all around the whole thing. So there's some farmhouses on the outlying area, but yeah, it's like you're in the middle of Iowa corn country. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
With this building and
all
other buildings and these big rows. It's all divided into these big rows. So most of it's pavement. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
We have on-site camping, which is cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask. So, what's how's camping and hotels and what's all that looking like?
Well, we got on-site camping. We're working through getting that kind of finalized. I'm gonna head back up in a couple weeks just to confirm all the power pins we have and try to maximize as many sites as we can have. There's bathroom facilities on site. But we're going to have to bring in shower trailers, which is a typical thing. So there's 4 hotels in the city of Boone: Cobblestone, America Inn, and 2 others I don't remember off the top of my head. And then Ames, Iowa. Yeah, Ames, Iowa is a large, city. So I got a couple of room blocks going over there as well. So So yeah.
Good.
So hopefully I'll get the room blocks up on the website. Jack was traveling last week, so I know he's trying to catch up with that. So
yeah. Any preliminary shows we can chat about? Like I know the nights are what, Saturday or Sunday and Friday. Do we have any confirmations yet, or kind of keeping all that under wraps still?
None yet. I've talked to a few people, but the curveball of all the sites have really sucked up a lot of my time.
For sure. Yeah, understand.
I'm working on getting the contract signed for 26, 27, and 28. My goal is by the end of the year, so that way it's just kind of done and everybody knows, and it's just taken care of.
Yeah. Now, is there a specific reason why we dropped the Wednesday night public night?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, we can't get the public in the gate. We can't even cover the cost of the shows. We average like 1,800 people through the gate. I mean, we spending $40,000 or $45,000 on fireworks. This is bad for business.
Yeah.
We're going to do a members only night on Wednesday, which I think will helpfully, get another display for the members. And we're going to do large and unlimited. We'll do rockets and all the Crater Maker night. All the big cylinders and ball shells and stuff, and JPA, and I'm possibly one other display. I'm toying with buying a display for our members with a little bit of money just to help make it a nice night.
Yeah, cap off the evening or something,
Yeah, just something, just to make it kind of a display night, but kind of not, if you will, but for us.
Yeah.
So one of the other interesting things about this site is, and I want everybody to be conscious of helping and stuff, is they don't have any staff. They have 2 part-time people, and that's it. So if we leave a trash
wow.
bag sit in the middle of the grounds, they don't have somebody next week to come and pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, so that it's really going to fall on all of us to help pick up trash and put things back the way it was. Basically, they're giving us the keys and they want it back the way it is when we come back, when I give them the keys back. So
yeah, and I think that, just out of all due respect for them, I mean, for doing that, that should be the least that we should do. And I mean, every time I go somewhere, like, you know, I try and leave the site looking maybe better than than I arrive. So yeah, but that also brings another interesting problem is we've never dealt with the public tickets and parking before. So that's on us, or PGI, not us, but as us as a whole. So you know, it's not that a few of us can't stand out there and take tickets. I mean, we could absolutely physically do that, but we have other responsibilities we have to do, and so I'm hoping to find like a staffing agency or something that can help us do some of those tasks, just because nobody wants to sit out there and take tickets when the show's going on, especially on a PGI side. So so there's some logistics that need to be figured out, but I'm trying to work through them, or at least prioritize. I mean, it's
at
all
this point.
it's all super early on, and so
and some of my ideas might change. I don't know. You have no.
Yeah, I mean, you got a whole nine months to plan it out. Still, you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
And
then I know the on-site food has been a big hit. Is that kind of, are we looking at doing that again then?
Yeah, I actually I've been talking to a PGI member who's local, and I believe we have 3 food trucks, possibly 4 that are interested already. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the event goers, if we don't have to leave and go get food, I will say that is amazing. And if we can help, I mean, really, even more than that, like, you know, we're trying to find somebody local and help their business out as well. So, you know, we're kind of giving back to the community in just a small way, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I know there's one person who's, I guess there's a big racing event or something at the racetrack or something. He does a breakfast, an only breakfast, from like 8 to 11 or something.
Okay.
He's interested, which breakfast is a huge need for PGI as well as lunch.
Yes, it is.
So I know he was very interested, and I guess a lot of these food trucks and stuff need to get booked out. So that's why I'm kind of working on that, so we can get a good selection of different ones. So. And
then what's going to be the plan for registration? Do we have a date set when people will be able to start kind of registering and getting those plans solidified?
We usually open registration, end of April, beginning of May.
Yeah.
Last year, I know we switched to a new system, and there was a lot of backdoor work, if you will, and we're having a little bit of issues just getting it perfect. So there, because we have a lot of quirky, especially with the kids being free, that threw Jack for a loop and some of that stuff. But we got that all solved, and really we can turn it on with the flip of a switch at any point in time. So
nice.
I think it'll be as similar as in years past, but I think we usually target kind of the end of April, like May 1st type of a thing. So
okay, very, very good.
Hoping camping registrations I'm hoping to have open up here at the end of January. So that's kind of my goal for people to we're going to send out an email to everybody who was at convention last year, and you guys will get first dibs at the campsites, and then we'll open it back up to everybody else.
Yeah. So how is the setup looking for this year? Like, is there going to be, buildings for all the classes, vending, trade show, all that? Or are we going to be, is the guild going to be looking at?
Yeah, I think we have buildings for almost everything. The only thing we're really going to have intense is going to be manufacturing, large shell. The mum class will be in a tent again, and trade show is going to be in a tent. But what I will say is there's this long, we call it the airport runway. It's a big blacktop. It's like 70 feet wide by 400 or 500 feet long or something.
Wow.
So the trade show is going to straddle that blacktop. So they'll be in a tent, but it'll be on over that blacktop. So it'll be a solid surface.
Okay.
They have buildings, but they just don't have any just large buildings.
Large buildings to handle that, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but we're working within the parameters that we have. So
Right. I mean, like you said, I mean, there is no perfect site, so you got to work with what the cards you dealt with, and I think you guys are doing a great job.
yeah, everybody thinks Gillette is the perfect site, and Gillette is a very good site, and the people at the venue are beyond spectacular and amazing. But that site is getting really tight for the display field, and I don't think people really realize that.
Yeah.
So, and they're talking about building a new building out in that field, which is really going to jam up things even more. So,
Yeah.
the perfect place does not exist, and probably never will, unless we would build something and own something and build it the way we wanted it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So the new 1.4 Pro Invitational. Are we looking at doing that in 25, right?
Yep, it's on the list.
Awesome.
That's part of my Friday night display that I would like to do, and
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of figuring out the logistics and what the budget looks like and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I really want to get the old 80s 6-foot high karate trophy, so I probably need to figure out where I can get something like that done. But
Yeah.
I just think it'd be kind of cool, right? Have this big
Yeah.
Karate Kid tall 6-foot trophy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it should be cool. I think it'll bring in a different element and different talent to the PGI, which is one of kind of my goals to do that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, kind of along the lines of,
go ahead.
like that is that going to take away from people who might do a large or unlimited competition, Class C or something? Will that take away from that potentially?
That's a good question, and I don't have a good answer currently. I would hope not, but you just never know what happens. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely could. I mean, I hope not, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for
I'm guessing
something different.
I'm guessing reading Invitational. You guys are. I mean, are you guys looking at taking applications, or are you guys as a club leaders going to reach out to certain people and say, look, we would like you to do a show. We would like you to do a show. We would like you to do a show. This is what you're going to get. This is an invite only type situation.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and I haven't really thought through that.
Yeah.
I like both styles, to be honest with you.
I agree.
So, both are different, especially with the kind of apply type of a thing. I like to give people opportunities, and some people just need an opportunity to do something. They don't have the stage, or they don't have the resources or whatever, and they have the talent, but they don't. So, I'm a big component of that, and I don't know. I just haven't really kind of figured out. Maybe I do one way one year and next way another year or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to kind of see.
I mean, and the other thing I was kind of thinking through today, and I was talking to Ellery. He came into the office and we were chatting, and he had mentioned, what if instead of inviting new people, what if, these people that have been, giving so much time and energy into their, either the small or the large or the unlimited, give those winners or something the opportunity to compete against each other or something along those lines, the following year is a little bit more incentive to, well, yeah, this year, yeah, you might spend some, but next year, if you win, this is how we're going to, reward you in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's not a bad idea either. I've thought of something along those lines as well. Yeah. I think it's just kind of got to clear the brain, sit down, and run through some scenarios with a few people and kind of see what avenue we want. I think all things that we just talked about are all good stuff, and I think it's just really about giving the members a better experience and a better show, and the public too.
And getting the crowd involved, not necessarily the crowd, but the people, the paid members, a chance to involve themselves in the displays and not necessarily just going and doing the mundane. Oh, I'm going to go watch a show, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and build a shell, and so there's a little bit more involvement in it, and I think that aspect of all, I know PGI is looking at doing these Pro-Am competitions. CobraCon is also looking at doing, something along the same lines. So getting the people involved, I think it's a great opportunity. Again, I guess I kind of said it. It's a great opportunity for people to get involved and feel maybe a little bit more appreciated and whatnot.
Yeah, it's, PGI is, you kind of you join this group and you don't really know what it's all about, and you kind of
For sure.
go through with the years of doing this or doing that or whatever, and it's nice to have that stepping stone of like, okay, you can look forward to this, or what could be if you, like you said, you start in small Class C and put together some of that stuff. So yeah, I think it should be interesting. I wanted to do it last year and just kind of ran out of time with everything going on. So
yeah, most definitely. Anything else? Any other questions from you, Donnie, on that?
I don't think so. I mean, we kind of went through, I think, the gist of kind of what happened and how we got to where we are. And so, I mean, at this point, Craig, are we saying we are for sure 100% good to go with the Boone, Iowa site, or is this contract inked and ready to go?
Well, the contract is not inked, but the contract is coming. So that is, I mean, people got to realize it's only been a week or so. So I mean,
oh, for sure,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But when I talked to the Pete from the venue, because we had to get with the farmer and to rent some land, and he's like, well, you got yourself a site. So I don't think, I mean, they've wanted us for years, but we've never been able to figure out the logistical challenges of stuff. So I think we're committed to doing it there. The farmer's on board, and once I get the contract is going to encapsulate renting his land, so that way there's no back door for him to back out. Kind of the mess that we had in Newton was, we're good, but we were talking to the wrong person and stuff. So I don't see this going sideways at this point. Talked to the fire marshal; he's good.
Okay.
So I say we're looking pretty good. I should know here in the next couple weeks that we'll be 100%. So, but I would say we're
good deal.
We're in the upper 90s.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. However it goes, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good however it goes. And I think people just, if you're listening and you're commenting on the Facebook thing, just like we said before, remember, all these people are volunteers. They're taking time out of their own personal schedules to do some of this stuff. Some people have said that, maybe we're being too transparent. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Either we are or we aren't, and we get flack for both ways.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hide information. We're not trying to, we're trying to do the best we can, and with the unforeseen circumstance that we came in. So, don't book non-refundable rooms. It's not a good gig with PGI, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And but yeah, I think be patient with us. We're trying the best we can. So if you want to get involved, we're always
Most
looking for
definitely.
people to help. So
Always need more people to volunteer and help it go run smoothly.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think, and we can officially call Craig. He's our first three-time guest. So first
Three-time guest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it, Craig.
Craig's
we
in
really enjoy having
the
you coming
Pyro,
on.
Pyro Unleashed Hall of Fame for three-peating.
Sure.
The Hall of Fame. Well, what an appropriate evening, I guess.
Yeah, and I enjoy
What were
being
you
on, and so that's cool. Yeah, anytime you guys want, you just let me know. I'll come on whenever.
Add you the payroll. Add you on the payroll.
The payroll.
I'll add him on the payroll.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on a second. There's a payroll?
Yeah. You didn't know about that?
I guess not.
Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail, Dan.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. All right.
Hey, you want to hop in this new segment that we've been talking about for a while?
Yeah. Let's see how. I don't know. Give us some feedback on the episodes on YouTube. Jump over in Discord. Give us some feedback on this next episode or on this next spot. I know Donnie and I have been kind of chatting about it here for. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
I don't know. Just been kind of going back and forth on whether or not we wanted to do it, and why not?
Yeah,
Let's just do it. See how it goes.
Yeah. Wrap up the season with something kind of new for the last few
Something kind of
episodes.
new.
And
Tell us how you guys feel about. Well, I guess maybe next 5 or 6 episodes.
yeah, looking for a sponsor for the segment as well. If
We
anybody
are
wants to
looking for a sponsor for this segment. So if you have a brand of fireworks that you want to have demonstrated, then reach out to us. Yeah, I guess
That's essentially we're going to do a segment where we're going to do like a demo and a rating. We're going to demo a product, and then we're going to kind of rate it and review it.
Yeah.
And
so
give our thoughts
I think
on
the
it.
plan is to rate. I think the preliminary thing here, we have rating of the actual cake itself, so color, duration, effects used, shot count, and then we're also going to kind of tear into the graphics and see how the graphics look, and then see how they match the effects and see if it coordinates. So this first one we're going to do is by Raccoon. It's a new cake for 2025. It's called Crimson Curse. 21 shot. Gonna hit this
Let's watch it. Let's all watch
bad
it together.
boy, and yeah, we'll watch it together, and let's rip this sucker apart. Well, I guess hold on, let's get this intro first.
Hey, can I buy some of the strobe rockets? You got those for sale?
Is that a strobe rocket? You can
Yeah,
get that for sale.
You got those for sale?
If not, you can make it a PGI though.
You can, yeah, absolutely.
All right,
And
let's
shoot
hit
as
this
many as
first
you
one
want.
and shoot as many as you want. Let's hit this first one, and we'll see how it goes.
The crackle always kills it.
The crackle at the end.
The crackle always kills it. They always run it with the crackle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the colors on it were decent. They weren't some of the brightest colors you've seen, but I mean,
They
I
weren't,
think
and,
the colors,
this
were
is
pretty average, I would say.
Yeah, so this is a Chinese production video, by the way it looks from my side. And usually they do try and soup the colors up on the Chinese side to make them look better. So I guess, I don't know, let's say, what do you want to do? Let's just rate all this from like a 1 to 10, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Cake itself, I'm going to give it a solid 7. I mean, I liked it. I liked the mid-finale was different. Not something you see very often, especially for like a fan cake.
That was
three
nice. Fans in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
The color lace and the color change was really, really nice. I did like that. Colors, yeah, I'm going to go with probably like again, I think they were kind of souped up, so 5, 6, somewhere in there. Duration was solid, like 7, 8 on for me.
It had a consistent pace, right? The pace it wasn't like too fast, too slow. It was a steady pace throughout the entire cake. So it's something you're kind of looking for on when you're using stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah. Effects used. It was doing really good until that crackle hit. That being said, it was a different crackle. It was more of like a sizzle. So because of that, I would say a solid 7. Again, I mean, the color change was really nice.
Any unique effects? I didn't see anything that was any unique, really, right? The effects were fairly generic effects, fairly similar to you see in a lot of
cakes. They were.
Really...
I mean, the crackle was kind of like that spider crackle.
I did
nice.
notice that it looked like the lace had like a color change effect to it, or they mixed some color changes in with that lace.
I don't know.
That was kind of interesting.
I think it did. Yeah, so that is something unique. Yeah, I don't know what would you give the cake a rating, Donnie?
No, I'm in that same range. I think for at least I kind of agree on a lot of this stuff. Right around probably that 7-ish range. I mean, this is our first one, so this is kind of going to baseline the rest of our show of expectations, right? The rest of the series. Yeah. So we don't want to grade it too high or too low. So there's no wiggle room. So I think somewhere in that 7 range.
So
the kick is out. I think it'd be pretty hard. I think to get to a 10 when you're rating this out. You're going to have some pretty hardcore get to 10. So I think 7 is a good number for this cake, just with based off of the duration, the kind of the pace and the variety of effects you got in there.
Yeah, I mean, again,
I would use it.
This is a 500-gram cake. I would use it in a show. Yeah. I mean, if you're 3 positions,
I would tear it apart.
I don't know. I think it would look really nice. Would you tear it apart?
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. Get rid of the crackle.
What would you do with it? Get rid of the crackle.
I would
just throw that in the body of the finale and
throw the latch around the track.
Just get rid of it. Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Throw the latch around the bonfire, right?
Let's get rid of it.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's hard to rate.
What kind of
cakes,
rating would you give it, Craig?
Videos, because I think you're in that 6-7 range.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what the colors really are.
It's a solid 35-second cake. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the 35 seconds, that's pretty average. I would say a normal 200 and 500-gram cake, you're looking at the 22 to 28 seconds. I don't know. I mean, if it was sped up, do you think it would have looked better? Or I think the pace. I mean, again, this is a production piece, so I think it looked pace-wise, it was good.
You got
I like
21
the
shots
pace of
in
it.
35 seconds,
good.
so a second and a half per shot, roughly. Yeah, I mean, so that's a pretty decent pace, I think, for like a show. Or obviously, this stuff is geared heavily towards consumer, right? So I mean, So if you look at this from a consumer aspect, I mean, you're getting a some good colors and a decent length of time on it.
Yeah. That being said, I do appreciate the fact that they didn't use any flash or whistle mix, and you can actually appreciate the color of the stars because a lot of companies are just sitting there and flashing the crap out of these things, and it's like by the time you look, you're closing your eyes and opening them back up, and you're like, well, there goes 3/4 of that the coloration of the shell. So
going back and kind of
I really
looking at it a little
that.
bit, you can definitely see the nice color changing effects, and especially in the first couple rows, the colors were really on it when they changed that reddish color.
Yeah,
purple and the red.
I'm gonna hit this thing again, I guess.
Yeah, if you see it, you get that nice color changing. Right?
Yeah. So it almost
looks
like
nice too.
It's not necessarily
I'm not a huge fan of the changing to the green there at the end.
No, me either.
I like the rising tail is really nice, and the fact that it's kind of a different color than the actual shell.
See, in this series, you lose the lace, so the lace is only in the first half. You don't have the lace in the second half.
Yeah, it's more like a micro strobe or something on it.
Yeah, and there's your crackle.
Yeah. So it's a nice 6-shot crackle finale with that very generic and basic green.
I think the cake will be great on the consumer
search
market
for
on the shelf.
Your host seller who sells raccoon.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're looking for that cake, go out and find out who's selling raccoon in your neighborhood, and I'm sure they'll have it probably this next season.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and attach this YouTube video to
link to that video.
The link to the video, and obviously we'll put it on here as well. Again, let us know what you think about that segment. I think it's kind of unique. Again, these are just our reviews, so don't take anything to heart. This is just us
entertainment purposes
ratings
only, right?
thing for entertainment purposes. Exactly.
It's our disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
We should do a thumbs up, thumbs down rating on cakes. Is that what we need to do?
We can.
I mean, thumbs up, thumbs down. That's all we're gonna give it.
It's more of like it's about there.
More like not quite.
Yeah. Pyro news. All right, let's hit this segment and let's see what we got in the news factory today.
Yeah.
Again, disclaimer:
supported
these are
by a
meant to be
Dominator.
cheesy.
Yeah, supported by Dominator Fireworks. Always great for the helping us out in the industry as well, and awful supporters of the podcast. And they support all these events. Tons of product they donate. I mean, they're a huge sponsor. Obviously from PGI, they do the national anthem and a lot of other stuff they do for PGI. So it's always great to have them on board.
The Dominator dollars on Friday night.
Yeah,
and everything.
absolutely. Yeah.
All the I mean, really, without Dominator, I don't know if we'd have Pro. So, huge shout out to that.
Yeah. Pyro news kind of short this week. So
kind of short.
Sky Wars announced they are sold out for 2025. No surprise.
There's no surprise. It wasn't a lot of tickets.
It wasn't a lot of tickets left. They got like 500 tickets left, and
that being said, they are saying they're not sure if they're giving out more tickets. So they're still trying to fix the field and finalize the layout before they announce any extra ticket sales. Which, I mean, to Donnie and I, really not a big surprise. I know we'd kind of been chatting a little bit with them on that, and
obviously
we'll see. I don't know.
I mean, they can't open more tickets if they don't know if the field setup is going to be completed, and obviously, you have a lot of other logistics that go on that travel and all the traffic, and I mean, it's already crazy of the traffic in and out down there. So you're trying to add more, a couple more thousand people. They got to make sure they can account for traffic and egress and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure there's a lot for them to kind of go through before they decide if they need to expand and how much they're going to expand if they can get it through.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that they can do to, like you said, and they're only so big of a business, not really even a business, of a an event. So for them to ramp from, potential 10,000 to the rumored 20,000 in 1 year, that's huge. And I couldn't imagine. I personally think they need to grow it pretty small.
Yeah, and that's from our talks with Rob. He was like, they would probably do it incrementally, a couple thousand at a time, just to make sure they could handle that much. Because it's just a lot to kind of ramp up.
More than just a payload. I mean, that is a huge amount of people to add on every year. Really, you think about trying to, get 10,000 people in, and then add on 20% more every year. It's a lot. So
kind of talking about capacity a little bit for a show. How did we end up last year on the Friday night at PGI, Craig, as far as capacity? Where did PGI end up at as far as public?
We had public. It was just under 9,000. So
okay,
it's like 87 or 8,800.
That's a lot.
Like that.
I didn't think that many people were going to be able to cram into that area. So that's very impressive.
Yep. Yeah. There.
And then
as you're saying was. Go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say, as far as Boone, what is our projected capacity there for public?
Right now, we're going to start selling when we start selling tickets. We have room for 10,000. We probably can go up.
Okay.
Depending on how much handicap parking we want to take, we could definitely double that to 20 if we wanted to. But I think if we get 10,000 in there, 8,000, I mean that's still a lot of people. Skywar's wanting to get the room or 20,000. I just think it's like you don't know what problems you have until you have that many people that are crammed into a spot, and you can hurt your image very quickly of people buying tickets.
Yeah. And how much are tickets for PGI again?
We haven't really set the public night tickets prices yet. We're still kind of working through that. Friday is always more expensive than Sunday, so we're talking Sunday like 12 to 15 and Friday like 15 to 20. So somewhere in there. Just trying to figure out what that sweet spot is for the public and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if PGI is handling all of that ticketing and everything out here, do we not have to share revenue from public, or how's that kind of plan looking out for next year? Does that be more profitable for PGI?
Yeah, this is you hit it right on the head, Donnie. This is a really, if this works out, this is a really, really, really good deal for PGI. We're basically renting the site, getting the keys, taking any revenue we can generate to us. Now, obviously, we have the risk of that, but we get to keep camping. All our camping fees can help cover the cost of the venue and displays, and this could work out to be very good for PGI if it works out. So, it's a little bit different mindset. A little bit more risk, more reward kind of a thing, where in years past sometimes we didn't want to take the risk and we didn't reap the reward. So we've made money the last 2 years, so we have some money sitting in the bank. Not that we want to blow it, but I think we can take a risk or a calculated risk to help grow that, and hopefully that helps us out going forward.
Yeah, is this kind of the first time where PGI's kind of had the full reins, where they've just been given the keys and say, "Here you go"? Or do we have any experience with this type of setup?
With just getting the keys and getting
the keys and be like, "Here you go. Let us know when you're done." I mean,
not since I've been involved have we ever had the option of just getting the keys and we'll leave you alone to do what you want to do. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be some growing pains. I'm sure there's going to be we were going to do that way yesterday, and we decided that's not going to work, and we're going to have to do it this way. And it's new site pains, and we had it last year at BIR, but we'll get it nailed down. We're trying to do the best we can and trying to keep public and PGI completely separate, and that's we found out that if we can keep them separated by a gate or a fence or whatever, and we keep the same path of origin that people take starting on Saturday, we have the best success rate with that. So it's when we switch things up, on a Sunday or a Monday after people have been running through for the last 2 or 3 days, that everything goes haywire. So we're trying to avoid that to start.
Right. Yep. Perfect.
Well, I guess we'll call it a wrap on number 15.
Let's call it a wrap. Number 15.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to thank Craig for coming on. We were going to pull him in for a small segment and turned it into a whole episode tonight. And
Yeah, thanks again for jumping in on a whim and
Yeah. Glad to be here.
saving face for us.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah. Be sure to check out our website at pyrounleashedpodcast.com. Got our merch store on there. Yeah, and then come and hang out with us again on Discord. Let us know what you thought about the new portion of the episode.
the firework ratings, yeah.
Firework ratings.
Yeah.
If you have any suggestions,
we should put a section.
Let's do that.
I'm going to add a section in Discord for firework ratings.
Let's do that.
And we can
I
post
was
them there.
just thinking that.
And we can get people to kind of, either rate them or thumbs up, thumbs down, or whatever we want to kind of do over
Yeah,
there.
maybe we should put a secondary location in there for recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. We'll add some stuff over there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Discord is our hub. That's where we hang out and talk and
We had a
chat.
David on vacation party one night. So
You did? What was it, last Tuesday?
Yeah, last Tuesday night, yeah.
I think I was on a
popped in
mountain.
your
I was
dinner.
able to
Yeah,
jump in for like
yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Me and
That
John
was
were watching
kinda
the
fun.
videos, watching the
Yeah.
YouTube sim, a video sim of
Yeah.
his show.
I'll have to
So-
get over to the Discord.
All right, guys.
Alright.
Well, hey, again, it's been great.
Yeah, man, you should.
Should come over.
It's
and
honestly,
party with us.
it's a lot of fun. Just, I don't know.
It's not super
BS
crazy
and
busy,
then
but I
hanging
mean,
out
it's
or
it's
whatever,
enough
yeah.
over there where people kind of chit chat.
Yeah,
So yeah.
most definitely.
All right,
Well, with
guys.
that-
Well, hey, we will. We will catch you next week. Maybe we'll have our regular scheduled guests back next week. And
Yeah.
in the meantime,
Yeah.
go out there and unleash your inner pyro with us.
This has been another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Come back each week for more industry insights, technical tips, and awesome pyro designs. Have fun out there, be safe, and as always, remember to unleash your inner pyro with us.